Hey, what's up y'all? This is William, the Permaculture Consultant, and today we're going to be checking on my honeybees. Now, I haven't really done a video on my honeybees so far, just enough to basically let you guys know that I do have honeybees. They were given to me for free from a friend from church earlier this year, and all I've basically done is set these hives over to the side and then kind of let them, acclimate. Haven't done anything with them since then. In fact, one cool thing, here we are right now, one cool thing about these bees is that I started off with one hive, which is the one, if you're looking at it, is the one on the left. That's the one I started off with. That was completely full with bees, and then the one on the far right was empty. Since then, the ones on the left have swarmed and occupied the ones on the right. Now, I haven't done much in the way of handling these bees, so they're really not used to me at all. So this is gonna be interesting. What I'm basically gonna do is start weed eating, because all of this needs to be knocked down. I'm gonna start by weed eating this area, getting closer to the bees, and then I'm gonna suit up, and then I'm gonna open up the hives and check on the inside. We might have honey, I'm not entirely sure. The downside is I don't have a honey spinner, so all I'll be doing this time is actually just kind of checking to see if they have honey, and then I'll go get a honey spinner, and then we'll collect the frames and spin honey and all that type of stuff. So I'm really just checking on the bees, making sure that they've survived, seeing if they're still there. I'm pretty sure they are still there. I just saw bees flying around. And I'm gonna see how well they've done. See if you can actually keep bees in a very, very low maintenance way. So before we get into that, if you need a consultation, a permaculture consultation, hit up the email down below. If you want to sign up for an email newsletter and learn about, like homestead meetups and all that type of stuff, then sign up down below. Also, me, Emily, and the baby are going to be at the Homestead Jamboree, not Jubilee. I keep saying Jubilee. The Homestead Jamboree in North Carolina. We're going to be learning how to process a bunch of animals, all that type of stuff. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys there. Let's get started. Now, I'm also not gonna start off with the bee suit because it is hot. That bee suit is pretty hot. It's perforated, but still another thick layer that you're wearing. I'm gonna start off with just weed eating, in plain clothes first, and then I'll transition to the bee suit as I get closer to these bees. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of traditional beekeepers, they check their bees maybe almost 2 weeks or so. I mean, they're very, very interactive with your bees. Now, if you look at bees in the wild, they seem to do completely fine without any human interaction. And all I intend to do with these bees, really, I want, resilient, hardy bees. I don't need them to be nice. I need them to defend their hives, and I need them to pollinate and produce honey. So what I intend to do as far as like a maintenance schedule on these bees is only open up the lid, check for the honey, make sure that they don't have any, predator issues or anything like that. But also I'll add the honey super at the beginning of the year, and then I'll remove the honey super near the end of the year, like after the honey flow is stopped and all that type of stuff, just because it makes it easier for the bees to warm up the hive body in the winter and make sure they're not getting too cold or anything like that. So let's go ahead, and I'm grabbing some sunglasses right now, and then we'll go ahead and start weed eating that area. I should also say that these bees are up here by the top swale over here on this side of the property. The pigs are over here on this side of the property. There's the driveway, and then there's this top swale up at the front of the property. So they're kind of surrounded by stuff that they can easily get nectar from and pollen. Pretty cool. That's permaculture design right there. Now, time to put on a suit. Alrighty, now what we're gonna do is open up this lid. Now, this hive over here, the one on the right, this one doesn't have a honey super on it, so we're not going to be able to get any honey out of this one. We'll still open it up and see what's up. But this one over here came with a honey super on it. So we're going to go ahead and open this one up. I guess I should have brought a hive tool with me. I got to go grab a hive tool real quick. All right, couldn't find the hive tool, so we got a screwdriver. Let's go see if we have any honey ready to collect. I should also say that bees absolutely seem to hate cell phones. Like, as soon as you bring a cell phone around these bees, they usually start getting pretty angry. So just keep that in mind. If you're out there with your bees and you don't have your suit on, but you got your cell phone on you, ooh, look at that. You might not want to, because the bees absolutely hate it. Look at this. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of honey. Look at this. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at all that honey. Ooh, now I am noticing that there's no queen excluder, so some of this might need to keep an eye out on brood. Make sure the queen didn't come up here and lay egg. So that's something. Like this, you can see, is all honey. None of this is brood. Now, if you were to look deeper into a hive body, which are the frames below the honey super, so this is a body, or this is a box, and then there's the honey super. And now the bees are getting super angry. I don't typically smoke them because I haven't had much success with smoking them. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get away from these guys, let them calm down, because it is the middle of the day and I don't want them to get overheated. Dang, they're trying to sting me through my gloves. They're coming after me now. Yeah, these guys are super duper angry. Let me back up. So you can see all the bees swarming around, hopefully right now. Like I was saying before, the bees absolutely hate the cell phones. I don't necessarily know why. It could be whatever frequency they're putting off. It could be whatever, you know, electronic radiation is being produced by the phone. I don't know what it is, but I can see them actually stabbing the phone right now. They're trying to sting the phone, and they're trying to sting near my microphone as well, which is right over here, which is like underneath the bee suit and all that stuff. They absolutely hate electronics whenever they're around them. Like at first, whenever I was over there weed eating, I got pretty close with the weed eater before I actually switched over to the bee suit. And I didn't have any kind of electronics on me other than, well, I had my cell phone in my back pocket, but I didn't have anything out recording. As soon as you start recording, bees get pissed off. So I'm gonna leave the camera right here and I'm gonna go put the hive lid back on the hive, and then yeah, we'll regroup from there. Now, I know it might seem like a bad thing to have aggressive bees, but I'm actually okay with it. The reason, or the benefit of them being so aggressive, is that I don't have to worry about them being taken over by predators, basically. They have a few different pests, and the pests like shade and grass to climb up into the hive. So they definitely had the ability to come in and invade the hive, but these aggressive bees that are still chasing me right now are pretty doggone aggressive and apparently resilient. So I have a full honey super, completely full of honey. I need to get a spinner, and then I also need to get a honey super for the other hive. What was cool was that the original hive that I had, just in the large box, they swarmed into the box right next to it. It was absolutely perfect. So for next year, I will need to get more hives for future swarms, because that's one easy way to propagate your colony, your bee colony, is by just capturing swarms that are coming from your existing hives and stuff. So that's one way. Like with these two hives, next year I could easily get anywhere between 3 to maybe 6 hives, depending on how healthy they are and how much they basically swarm. I can also force that to happen. I can go in there and split hives and then get more hives that way. But like I said before, this is the hands-off version of beekeeping. Their main goal is to pollinate my fruit trees, which is why I have a couple pear trees over there that are like bending over from all the pears that are on there. Their main goal is to just pollinate. If I get honey out of it, that's a bonus. And they're super low maintenance. So a lot of people during these consultations ask me, I'm just putting the weed eater down, they ask me if they should get bees or if they should get into beekeeping. And I usually say yes, and you can actually get started into it pretty quickly because the maintenance is so doggone low. You just kind of set them there, make sure they have a good environment. In some cases, don't even do that much. And they just kind of do their own thing. They go and get their own food, they go and get their own water. I don't provide any sugar for them. In fact, in the winter, if I do harvest them again, I'll make sure that they have plenty of honey in their brood boxes or in their hive body to make it through the winter. I won't be giving them sugar water or anything like that. I want them to basically make it on their own. I want super resilient, aggressive bees. Only when you open up the hive. Now I was actually gonna film 2 videos while I was out here. One of them was this, honey harvest, or not the honey harvest, but actually checking, sorry guys, I'm breaking down my tripod at the same time. I was actually coming out here to check on the bees, make sure they were still surviving, thriving, and all that stuff, because I looked at them the other day just from like a distance and I couldn't really see much bee activity going on. So bees are good, bees are super healthy, they're super aggressive, there's a ton of honey in there for them, so that's awesome. The downside is that I was also going to film a permaculture Q&A while I was out here and had, water pumping from the pond into the storage tanks. They might not allow that. The bees might not allow me to film anything else because even to this point, I'm almost a quarter of the way down the property from the front, and they're still following me. I can't hear any buzzing right now. So yeah, it might be safe to go ahead and take off my hood. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off my hood. Y'all keep an eye out for me. Let me know if there's any bees around. And by the time you let me know, it'll be too doggone late. But yeah, this hood, these bee suits are so doggone hot. Yeah. Yeah. Got my hat stuck in my hood now. But bees are super easy, guys. And the investment is, a little pricey to begin with. You have to buy boxes. Those are typically kind of expensive. You got to buy hives or bees. And if it's out of season for bees, then it can be pretty expensive. One cheap way to get into this stuff is by going to your local beekeepers group. There's a lot of old timers there. Most often there's a lot of old timers there that go and capture swarms for other people. And with those swarms, they put them in a hive, and they're more than happy to bless you with a hive. In my experience, they've always been super excited that somebody that's younger is getting into the beekeeping community and getting into this lifestyle. Hopefully this video was interesting. This is proof that low maintenance beekeeping actually works. If you need any consultations, then hit up the link down below. If you have any questions for the permaculture Q&A, then hit up the comment section down below with the hashtag permaculture Q&A at the beginning of it. That way I don't miss it. Can't wait to see you guys at the Homestead Jamboree. Until next time, we'll see you.